So yellow, and my teeth look so yellow. It's horrible. It's been going on for a bit. I'm actually not that yellow. It's just this phone, I think. Hello. I don't know if anybody will be awake, so I'm just going to wait. If nobody comes on, then I'm going to cross over to our Patreon, and we're going to do a little talk there. Where I am at the moment, though, is Elibank Castle. I like to just jump on, show you a few things where I am in England. So we have Elibank Castle, another ruin. And the nice thing is it's so far out the way of anybody. So if I bring it around, there we go. You can see how beautiful the Scottish countryside is. So, Elibank is an interesting one. I had to come here. I was pulled to Elibank. If anybody's there, I can see 4 are watching. If you can just comment, make sure that... BJ, hello. How are you? Sorry there's no episode. Hello, Cindy. I didn't go to members, did I? Okay. This was meant to be for members. I forgot to say it's members. All right. So what I'm going to do, because it's not members, and I've gone live on YouTube, I am just going to say, sorry, there's no episode this week, guys. The time thing was doing my head in. Hello. The time thing was doing my head in, guys. And I do have an episode. I just couldn't work out a time when I could do it and you lot would be awake. And it was just like, oh my goodness. As you can see, I'm in England. I'm only going to be, because this wasn't meant to be for you lot, though I'm happy to be on here with you lot. So I was going to do a little bit for the members. But now I'm on here, I'll kind of give you a little chat. I'll give you a little bit of history on this castle as well. Hello, Sean. Now, I can only see 3 comments at a time. So if I don't answer your comment or I don't acknowledge you, sorry. It's not that I'm ignoring you. On this phone, I can see a total of 4 comments at any one time. So don't think I'm being rude, okay? What's the reception like, guys? You don't want to be seeing me. I'm going to show you the Scottish countryside again. Hang on. There we go. It's actually really nice. It's been pouring with rain until we came here. So it's good. Good reception. Excellent. How beautiful is it? And it's so quiet. My sister is around. She's somewhere. She's exploring stone wallings at the moment. Now, I wish I brought a torch because you can get in there and it's very creepy. This part you get into is the vaults. So we'll go into the vaults first. I'm going to tell you a little bit of story about this castle. I just found it very fascinating. So I'm only going to be on for a few moments, guys, because I'm going to go in and I don't think I'm going to get reception inside. The walls are about 10 foot thick. I'm actually surprised I've got reception here. So this is Elibank. Elibank is, well, it used to be called Eliburn Castle. Stick it around. So it used to be called Ellie. I'll put that in the background part of it. There you go. Looks like it's sticking out of my head. Excuse the hair. This is Scottish weather hair. Wind, constant rain. So I'd just given up. Hair straightener has gone out the window. It's not worth it. So behind me is this castle. It used to be called Eliburn Castle before it was called Elibank. And that's because it was on, if I can get over to the wall here, that's because it was on the, you can't see it, but running through the bottom of the hill there, whoops, turn it around, running sort of through here. Oh, you can see it in the distance. You can see it. So you can see, I'll see if I can zoom in a bit for you. There you go. I'll try and keep it steady because it's zoomed in, so it's going to be a bit shaky. There you go. So that's the river. I think it's a Tweedale River. Oh no, it's a car. That's not the river. There's cars coming on it. That would be a bit silly. The river is actually down, somewhere down here. So I lie. That wasn't the river. I'm just going to lean against this rock here. It's the wind on the microphone really bad because I don't know what the sound is like. I do have a microphone on, but it's not attached to the phone, guys. It's a road, I know. VJ, hey, no sleep, all right? I slept in a castle last night. All right, I'm going to tell you a story about Elibank. Is the audio okay, though? Can you hear me, or is there wind on the... In which case, I'll go into the doorway of this castle. So let me know what the audio's like. If it gets too noisy... Perfect sound? Excellent. This is on the new Samsung phone, the S24, by the way. Anybody into their Samsung? So, excuse the yellow teeth and yellow face. I don't know what's going on with this camera. All right, my teeth are not that yellow. All right, Elibank Castle behind me. Which would you prefer? Look at the castle or look at me? How about the turn around like that? There we go. Elibank Castle was built like a lot of the Scottish fortified houses. They call it a castle, but it's a fortified house. Because there was a lot of infighting. It wasn't just the English, it was the infighting between the clans here as well. So this one belonged to the Murrays. And the Murrays were at war with another clan. And then one night, there was a break-in. But before I do, I'm just going to talk about the Murrays. He had sons and he had daughters. One of his daughters was called Agnes. Now, Agnes also had another name. She was nicknamed Muckle Mouth Meg. Now, Muckle is cow, or it's a type of cow. Muckle Moo are the Highland cattle. So she was called Muckle Mouth, or Mouth, Muckle Mouth Meg. That was her nickname. Because apparently she was extremely ugly. She was very stocky. She had a jaw that came out further, so it gave her that look of a muckle coo. And it was very well known in the whole neighbourhood how ugly that Muckle Mouth Meg really was. Now, none of the young men who were looking for partners ever came around. They were always avoiding. Her parents knew that they were having trouble marrying her off, and that they were frightened that she would never ever have a partner or a husband. Harless. The one, I keep feeling like I've got something touching my hair, guys. I think it's starting to rain. It's probably starting to rain, so I'll make this story quick. So the one thing that they did say about Muckle Mouth Meg was that she was always smiling. Despite her almost deformity, she was always smiling. And her face would brighten up. She would smile from side to side of her face. It was the hugest smile. To be quite honest, it does sound like some of the way they described her almost sounds like a Down syndrome. And they're lovely people. Oh my God, they're so friendly. They're so happy. They've got the nicest, the brightest smiles. And the way she was described almost reminded me of that. Now, one night, the Border Reivers, a warring clan, came here to rustle cattle from the Murrays. The Murrays happened to capture one of the thieves. Now, the thief actually turned out to be the son of the next clan that they had been at war at for a long time. Now, because he'd been cattle rustling, they had a right to hang him. So they gave him a choice. His name was William Scott, by the way. They gave him a choice. You can hang by the neck until dead, or you can marry our daughter, Muckle Mouth Meg. He didn't think about it too hard. Death, go and hang from a tree in that forest behind me, or marry their daughter, who was renowned in the area. He thought about it for a few seconds, and he actually said, I think I'll hang. He decided that death by hanging was far better than being married for eternity to Muckle Mouth Meg. That poor woman, that's all I can say. So he decided to be hanged. Now, I'm going to continue the story. I'm going to go up here. I don't think I can take you in, but I'm going to take you up. I'm going to turn you around so you don't have to look at me. Oh, or even closer to me. There we go. I'm going to take you in here. The white on these stones, by the way, isn't limestone or anything. That's lichen on the brickwork, on the stonework. So you can get into it. It does say dangerous building on the side, but hey guys, since when have I ever listened to that? If it had a fence and it said don't go in, it's just advising. They've obviously got to put that. There we go. How would that poor woman have felt? That he would rather hang by the neck than be married to you. All right, so what's the reception like here, guys? Look at all this moss. I love moss. This is inside of it. It's very, very creepy inside. I didn't bring a torch. How stupid was I? I'm just going to get into the doorway. Let me know if the reception's still good, because I'm just trying to get out the wind for you. Okay. So this is where he was put. I don't think I can show you. I'll have a look and see if I can. He might drop out though, that's the only thing. It's very muddy. If I get hit by a falling rock, I'm trying to put a torch on for you. Hang on. The only thing I've got is my phone torch, unfortunately. I'm just going to try and put that on. There we go. I don't think it's strong enough. Oh, might be a little bit stronger. So this part here is a dungeon. And then I go around the other side and I can go further up, I think. You can hear the water, you can see it's flooded. But this is where William Scott was being held when he was given that offer. Die or marry our daughter. I think if I go in, I will lose reception, guys. So I'm going to come back out. There we go. So the rest of the story for you. So the morning came when he was going to be... Which side should I go? I'm trying to get a nice background for you. The story came that he was going to be hanged over the back there on a tree. The morning came to be hanged. And they took him up there. Now, he got taken to the tree. It was a public. Obviously, there was people waiting to see him hang by the neck until dead. He saw the rope gently swaying in the breeze, looked at the rope, and there, next to the tree, he saw Muckle Mouth Meg. Now, Muckle Mouth Meg looked very sad. She looked distraught. I'm not surprised, but there you go. Not for the reasons he thinks. Look, if I've been insulted like that, I'd be ready to watch him hang as well. Made your bed, lie in it. But she looked very sad, and it was said that she looked very kind when she looked at him. Like she didn't want him to die. And he looked at the rope, and he looked at Muckle Mouth Meg, and he had a change of heart. Sounds very romantic. It's made to sound romantic. In other words, I think he had a change of heart once he saw the reality of the rope there. So the jailers, or the people who were taking him to the rope, pushed him harder to get him to the rope. He started to fight because he didn't want to go. And he said again, he looked into the eyes of Muckle Mouth Meg and her kindness and her sadness and her aloneness. And he made one last ditch effort, and he pushed his jailers off. And he pushed them to the ground, fought his way, went running up to Muckle Mouth Meg, and threw himself into her arms. And true story, in July 16, not true in 1911, 1611, they got married. And the marriage was a very happy one. They warmed to each other. Obviously, he learned of her as a person. She was a very kind, very loving person. And they actually had a happy marriage, which is just as well, because if those two hadn't got married, we would never have had Sir Walter Scott. So Sir Walter Scott, go look him up. Sir Walter Scott is actually the ancestor of Muckle Mouth Meg and William Scott. So there you go. So It's all not on the facial, is it? It's a great story as well. It is a true story, by the way, guys. But it's a great story because it goes to show you can't always go by looks, can you? You know, you can have the ugliest person, but they're the kindest, warmest, big heart. It's what's inside. It's not what's outside. And that's a classic, classic story. I didn't expect that one, BJ. I thought he was going to hang. I thought he made his bed and he was going to lie in it. But there you go, Sir Walter Scott. All started here. Elibank, Elibank Castle. So, yeah, that was a shock. It was a shock to me. I got drawn to this castle. There's a lot of rooms. There's a lot of these all the way through Scotland. And I got drawn to come to this one. I don't know why. It kept saying it's a long walk. It's up steep hills. And I'm going, ah. But the story was so good. The story was so great and so compelling. I had to come up and see it. I really did. So, sorry, BJ, I'm not reading the comments because I'm trying to tell a story. And if I keep interrupting the story, it's really annoying for people. I lose my track. ADHD. Squirrel. And then I've got to try and pick up the storyline again. So I wanted to get the story out before I start looking at your comments here. So this is just a little extra, guys, because I didn't have an episode for you. I'm sorry, I did try. The next one I think is Lep Castle, Reaction. I had a thought though. I'll talk to you about when I come back. I did have a thought. But at least you got me. You got me chatting. Cag should be just finishing up at work, I believe. She doesn't know I was coming live either. So she will be finishing up at work and driving home soon. So, but yeah, I'm going to go in there in a minute. I haven't got anything with me. I've got a ghost box and I've got a voice recorder. So I'm going to go and do some EVP, maybe do Vox in there just to play, see if I get anything. At the end of the day, if I go in there with you guys, I'm probably going to drop out. So what I might do is I might just record that and then put it up for the members like this was supposed to be. You all scored, guys. I forgot to. I'm terrible at doing lives on things because I forget. Oops, I can turn my phone off now. I forget to get the settings right, so that's why. But there you go. I'm just going to come for a walk around the back with me and see if there's another way in, if you like. And then I'm going to go into that deep, creepy little area there. And I'm going to see what we get. So, all right, let's go for a little walk around the back, shall we? You don't need to look at me, though. How about we look at the scene? Whoa. How about we look at the scenery? There we go. Hello. I can look at... I'm going to try and look at your comments, but as I said, I can only see 4 at a time, then they disappear. So don't be upset if I don't answer you, because I'm also trying not to fall over as we go through here. So I'm trying to watch where I'm going as well as... Okay, I'm going to go around the back of the castle. I haven't been round there yet, so... It's obviously one of the memorial to the Murrays, Lady Elibank. So they're obviously going to put more there. The nice thing about this is it isn't on the tourist track. And I love that. It's actually... Whoops, nearly fell over. Tell me if the sound quality in the video goes a bit rubbishy, all right? Whoops, well, I don't want that. And I'll just keep you guessing on what view. There you go, we can watch the castle. I can read your comments and talk to you. It's clear. I know when the wind gets on microphones, it's a bit horrible. So excuse me while I walk, not read your comments. We do appreciate all your comments. I'm surprised because I'm up on a hill. It's been really bad weather. Oh, I can see the river. There we go. There's the river I couldn't show you before. Hang on, turn it round. Ah, this thing. There it is. As you can see, there's a lot of water in it at the moment. It's non-stop rain. So, there we go. Let's have a look around the back of this castle. There's no wind at all, which is really weird because I say it's been an absolutely wild Looks like they put a fence around the back. I think the upper part is dangerous. The bottom part is vaulted, so it's got the curved roof and it doesn't look like it's caved in. But we'll have a look. See if we can get into here. Woo! No cars, no people. My sister is around somewhere. She's gone off walking and exploring, and it doesn't look like you can get over that fence. So they fenced it off for dangerous. So the upper part must be dangerous. You can see all the stones are falling. The lower part they've left open, which is a dungeon, the vault. Whoops, nearly fell. No climbing on walls by owner or proprietor. I think the Elibank still own it, I'm not sure. Somebody can correct me on that one. Hello, Dee. Am I okay? I am so out of breath, guys. I am not used to this. So, excuse me while I puff and pant my way around the British countryside. Now, this will be the last castle. We stayed at Needpath Castle last night, me and my sister. We had the whole castle. And I did do some investigating there. Just turn you around, guys. Which will be an episode. Interestingly, the episode was going to be pretty quiet because I didn't have much happen. My sister's not interested. Hello, cops and robbers. Hello, everybody I haven't said hello to. I can only see 4 at a time. Once somebody else comments, another one goes. So it's not like when I'm on my PC and I can see the whole lot. So I do apologise if I'm ignoring anybody. But because I didn't do an episode, actually I quite prefer doing this. This is fun. It's wonderful to be able to share this with you. So I hope you're enjoying a bit of difference. Oh, Sean, I need to go to the gym, as you can hear. I'm going to stop and kind of chat to you for a minute or two. Squirrels, yes. Oh, cops and roberts. Squirrels everywhere. More of this. I'll see what I can do. I'm only here for another week. I'm going tonight. I'm leaving the country of ruined castles, really. Tomorrow I'm heading down to Sheffield, South Yorkshire. I don't even know where I am, guys. And not as many castles down there. You find a lot of ruins up here because it's on the border of Scotland. And Scotland and England were constantly coming over each other's border and attacking each other. So unfortunately, this is it. Once I'm back in Australia, there's no real interesting stuff. Well, there is. Australia, don't get me wrong, Australia is interesting, but I'm talking about this type of history. So for those who are members, you would have seen the video I did yesterday for you, which was from another castle. I'm just going to chat to you guys. Do you want to just chat or do you want me to go? Oh, thank you, Nathan. I don't usually do lives. This one is Elibank Castle, Nathan. I've just told a very quirky story on it. So when I put this down, go and have a listen to that. But if you remember, I did a castle yesterday. It was Newark Castle, not the one down south. It was just a little one up in Scotland. And oh my God, the history on that. I wish I could have got into it and investigated, but it's too dangerous. They fenced it off now. But what happened was there was a massacre. There was a big battle. The Marquis of Montrose, who owned it and owned the town, left. But he left all the locals, which were women, children, and he left them behind. And unfortunately, the Covenanters who run the place decided that they couldn't feed them. There was over 100 of them. So they massacred all the women and the children by bludgeoning them to death, shooting them and bludgeoning them to death and killing them any way they could. And then they buried them in a mass pit. It's called Slain Man's Lee, which is a field just down from the castle. And they've dug up hundreds of bones in that field. So that was on yesterday's live, which is on the members page. So, which is what this was supposed to be. Something for the members. But you all got it, so well done. Actually, I'm enjoying it. I hope you're enjoying it. I love just chatting and hanging out. And it's better just chatting and hanging out in a scenery like this than it is sitting in your office going, hey, what should we talk about today? I can talk about all of this. Let me turn you around for those who've just joined me. Scotland. There we go. I have to give the members something sometimes, so I haven't given them anything for a while. That's why I did one yesterday. I was going to do this today. Patreon people, you get the live investigations. You're also going to get the complete video of this, because I have done a video on it as well, and you'll get the investigation I'm about to do in here. Because I am about to go in, guys. I'm about to go in, and I'm going to run the EVP, maybe Vox or the Ghost Box, and just see. It's playtime. But if I go in there with you, the walls are 10 foot thick. You're going to drop out. So it's just going to be something I'm going to play with, I guess. All right, I'm going to go back around because there's no way I'm going to get into... Oh! No, they really don't want you in here. It is dangerous, and I don't want to kind of... Hello, Herman! There you go. I'll do it like that, so you don't just look at me. You get a beautiful castle. Actually, it's more of a fortified house than a castle. It's not so much. And there are these everywhere, ruins of these everywhere, because it was such a violent area, right on the border of England and Scotland, constantly fighting each other. So they needed these fortified places. Actually, the wind's dropped on this side. So I might just hang out and chat to you all while I'm here. So what have I done since getting here? I've been here, actually I can't believe I've been here. I arrived Sunday. It's now Friday. I've packed a lot in. So far we've investigated, or I've investigated, I say we, but it's me. What did I do? Oh my goodness, Jedburgh Jail. We did Jedburgh Jail. I went live with the investigations to Patreon. So Patreon is getting the investigations live, and you lot are getting these quirky things. Jedburgh was intense. I think you're going to see me, maybe my language might change a little bit. It was quite intense. It took a lot of guts to go up into the bit I don't like, the men's section, on my own. So that should be an entertaining one for you. Didn't get much happen. It was quite quiet. We stayed at Needpath Castle last night. My sister is with me. She's gone for a walk, I think. I haven't seen her in the last... So my sister is with me, but she's not into the paranormal. And you will see her on the Needpath Castle episode very briefly, because we used her as a trigger object last night. She spins. She does the old style spinning. So we set her up in the castle, and I put lights around her, and we focused on the fact she was spinning. But that didn't get much. Needpath was very quiet until this morning. I did an extra thing this morning before I went, and then it got interesting. So that'll be an episode for you as well when I get back. She's just, BJ, she's just not into, she's a very country, very nature person. She's not into social media. She doesn't like the ghosts. We grew up in a house that was very, very scary. And she got it the worst in that house. And she's not happy with the ghost stuff. Definitely not happy with what I do and taking part. She doesn't mind kind of coming along for the drive, but she really doesn't want to get involved in the ghost hunting. And you'll see that in the episode when I've got her sitting there. She is extremely unhappy and extremely uncomfortable. So you'll only see her for a little bit. Build your home 5 to 10 thick just to survive your land is nuts, isn't it? You're Celtic, so I get the anger territory. Yeah. Well, DNA says that I'm probably 90%, well, sorry, 60%, 50-60% Celt, pure blood. And the rest of it is Viking area. Very little English in me. 18% of my DNA is actually English. The rest of it is all Celt and all Viking area. So, and I guess coming from the northeast, the Vikings did have a big settlements up here in the northeast and in Scotland. So, and just a small wee percent of English, which I'm happy about. Sorry, all the English. And I mean, I've been English for all my life, and so has all my families before that. But kind of, it was good to see there was no French. Not that I'm against the French, but it means that when the Normans came over, my line didn't get touched by the Normans and the other invaders, the Anglo-Saxons. So we survived. We survived pure. So I was very proud of that. Very proud. It does feel, I do feel when I come to a place like this, I feel just in my element. Cag hates this. Cag is definitely a city girl. She hates doing things like this. Coming up here, I'm going to show you the scenery again, guys, because it's beautiful, not me. There we go. The colours are just gorgeous. Jeff, hello. Oh my goodness. I don't think I've ever seen you on one of my lives. Welcome. Hello, Professional Paranormal Research. How are you? So it's just beautiful countryside. So sorry, I'm just rabbiting on now. I've given the story. If you didn't catch the beginning of this live, when I come off, go back to it. Cops and robbers, I think you all did. Yes, I stuffed up there. Sorry. Sorry to the members. You're sharing. You're sharing. All this, eh? I'm just trying to watch where I'm putting my feet. If I slide down here, you're going to be the first to see it, and you can go and call help. Yeah, I was born in the city. I was born in Newcastle upon Tyne, which is a big city, and I always hated it, and I hated having neighbours. This is why I live in the country. Absolutely in my element. So this white is not limestone. So all this white you see on the rocks here, it's lichen. And it gives it that lovely white and stone look. So, but as I was saying, because I'm very squirrelish, I get off track very quickly, guys, as you know. Go back to the beginning if you've only just joined, and I tell you a story. I'm not going to repeat it because it'll take a while. So I told you a story of why I'm here about Muckle Mouth Meg. Muckle Mouth Meg and her suitor, who wasn't really a suitor, who was forced to either die or marry her, and he chose death. Poor woman, because she was so ugly. So go and have a listen to that story. That's at the very beginning. All right. All right. I guess fate told me to do this to you guys, since I didn't have an episode for you. Would this be the time I would do an episode? What day is it? It would be Saturday morning, wouldn't it? Nearly. So probably in a few hours I would be doing the live. Not the live, the premiere. No premiere this week. Wilma Freeman. I don't think so. Not at 61 and windblown and windswept. Oh dear. All right. Here we go. One castle behind us. I am going to go in. For those who haven't seen inside, I'm going to go and do an investigation in here. But I am going to sign off from you lot soon. Hello, Amberly. How are you? I haven't got a torch, which was very stupid of me. So I'm going to go in soon and I'm going to do a play. Not with you guys, we will get cut off. So here we go. This is what it's like inside. This is actually the back part. This is a dungeon. Ooh, it's all creepy. All creepy. Can't show you much. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to do a bit of an EVP session, remembering there is water dripping, so it is going to be contaminated. It's very dark in here. So, and it's very flooded as well. You can see the rain. But I'll put that somewhere. I will try and do. I'm doing a proper episode, so we'll probably put that on Kaganali. Oh, sorry, the Crazy Ants from Oz. And if you're not a member of the Crazy Ants, well, not a member, if you haven't subscribed and liked the Crazy Ants from Oz, that's where you're going to have all the fun stuff that we don't put up on Haunted Horizons. So go and put it over there. All right, guys, I have been on for 35 minutes. Good grief, I was only going to come on briefly. In fact, I wasn't going to come on to you lot at all. You lot were going to have to wait till the episode. So I'm glad I did. So there you go. We got to chat a little bit. So my trip after tonight is back to my sister's tonight. And then I head down to Sheffield tomorrow. I'll try and find some local stuff in the Derbyshire. I then am investigating Peterborough Museum on Monday. I've been there before, so go and look at the old videos on that. There is episodes on Peterborough, two-parter. There's an Australian ghost there in England, so didn't get in touch with him, but he is supposed to be there. Tuesday, I'm back at the Four Crosses, which is going to be terrifying because I'm on my own. That is a scary place. So probably need to, I'll be online to the Patreons. So all the Patreons, if you're here, you'll be getting the investigation stuff live. Here, you're just going to get things like this every now and again. Don't trip over and fall. I will try not to, BJ. I can't promise though. Okay, just having a look. Bolsover cat. Oh, I know, Ian. I love Bolsover. I did try and get to investigate, and they said yes to a cent, but then they never really organised anything for me to come back. Love to do Bolsover. There's a few castles down there I'd love to do. Yeah, Jebra really tested me. I can tell you now, I sat for half an hour in the tea room before I actually plucked up courage to go out to the cell blocks, because it was, I opened the door to go out there and I looked at those doors and the dark cell blocks and I just went, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I don't honestly know if I can go through with it. But I did. It's what we do, isn't it? It's what we do. We just suck it up. Suck it up. It's what you're here for. Get out there. Go do it. And as it happens, it wasn't too bad. It was quite quiet. Who's that? Shout out for... Yeah, please don't. Yeah, don't spam. I can't see all your comments, unfortunately. So... and besides, it's just a general chat, so we don't shout out. If I see your comment, I'll talk to you. I don't get to see all of it. So it's a spammer, then a spammer can go. In message report remove. There we go. Boom. Excuse me. I'll be back talking in a minute. Just getting rid of this. I don't usually have, because it's the one day I don't have anybody else on. There we go. Any more of that and we'll just... Bim. Okay, I'm going to leave one last one. Your fave smart brunette. It's your birthday. I'll shout you out, but that's about all I'll do. So if you are real, then it's happy birthday. But yeah, if there is anybody anymore, the spamming and it's gone. So, yeah. What more can I say? Apart from, I'm going to let you enjoy your day, night, evening. I'm going to go in there. God. And then there's Wilma. Boom. There you go. You're gone as well. You know, we never get spam normally. But, yeah, we got them tonight. Must be because I've gone live. It must do something. There we go. I think we've got rid of everything. If you see anything, just let me know and I'll go back and get rid of it. Besides, I'm coming off in a minute, so it'd be pointless. They can spam, I won't see it. All right. I'm going to go into this dark, creepy place. I'm going to take my voice recorder, my Vox. I'm going to see what I get, and I'll let you know in the future. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you again, probably before I come back. So, all right, catch you later, guys. Enjoy. Bye.